From the IMTV Wave Channel 5 studio at Greenville Senior High School, home of the Greenville Green Wave, the Greenville Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library proudly presents Never Stop Serving.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Never Stop Serving. I'm Shane Bruck and I'm your host for Never Stop Serving. This series is sponsored by Greenville High School Interactive Media and Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library. Today our special guests are David Jones, President of the Miami Valley Veterans Museum, and Karen Purke, Executive Director of the Miami Valley Veterans Museum. Please welcome them to our show. Karen, how long have you been at the Miami Valley Veterans Museum?
Well, I've been involved with the museum since it was founded, but became executive director for the museum about 3 years ago.
All right, what's your origin story?
Well, my origin story is that my father was a veteran, my uncles were veterans. My husband is a veteran, and I've been involved with nonprofits for many years, and we were members of the Veterans Museum, and the executive director needed to take a leave of absence, and they needed an executive director to help them guide through what they were doing related to a transition with the museum. So I volunteered to help out, and here I am 3 years later, working for the museum full-time, and we have moved our museum from second story in the downtown Troy area to a 5-acre site with 4 buildings south of Troy that meets our needs a little better than where we were originally downtown.
Would you tell us about your affiliation with the military?
Well, I have never served in the military, but as I mentioned a minute ago, all of my family members were military. So I've always respected veterans, and our mission at the museum is to honor, preserve, and perpetuate the legacy of Miami Valley veterans. And so I was very interested in really working with the museum to attain that goal.
When do you expect to have the museum open to the public?
Well, we're open right now. However, we're also under construction. So right now we're open on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 to 2 o'clock. Also on Saturdays from 10 until 5, or by a special appointment.
How do you get funds for the museum?
Well, we have a lot of generous donors that are individuals that donate to our museum. I also write grants for foundations and requests for funding through because we're a nonprofit. We're a 501(c) nonprofit organization, and so we try to secure funds through foundations, also from organizations that need to donate to 501(c) nonprofits.
Do you have any memories or moments from your military experience that you would like to share?
Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps for 7 years, 1970 to 77. Fortunately, I did not have to go to Vietnam. I was stateside providing services for those that were over in Nam. It's a tough, being in the military is a tough life, not only for the serviceman, but also for the families involved with the service men and women. It's a tough life, you know. It's different than most occupations.
Do you have any special events or information to share?
Yes, the museum, we moved in July of last year. Let's see, last year? Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year, 2020. I became president of the museum in March of that year. We talked with Ron Irwin, Chrysler dealer, and we worked out a lane contract with them. And he's very generous in the contract that we signed. We've been working very hard trying to bring the museum up to what we expect it to be in the near future. We've done a lot of drywalling, a lot of work. It's all been done by volunteers. We beg, borrow, and steal to do whatever we can to get what we need to complete the job. We have at least two electricians that work with us pretty constantly, prior electricians. We have motorcycle groups that were nice enough to come in and do drywalling for us, veterans groups. So we're doing pretty well right now.
Name those groups.
Well, some of the folks that have helped us are the Combat Motorcycle Association that meets down in Midway. We've had them come in and hang our drywall, which was really a big help.
Yeah.
We have a crew of 7 volunteers that are all over the age of 65, and a couple of them are over the 70. And they come in 3 days a week and work for us. And then we have just a lot of people that want to donate to our capital campaign, and those funds go directly towards the renovation of the museum. And among those are the Troy Foundation. They've been very generous to us and helped us out. We've had contractors that have donated their time and efforts in our project, and we are always amazed at folks that want to do fundraisers for us that benefit our museum as well.
Dave, one of our previous Never Stop Serving hosts, Matt Kindley, interviewed you on a train traveling to the American Legion convention in Reno in 2017. Can you update us on what you have been doing since our last interview?
Yes, I went through the chairs of the 3rd District. I was commander of the 3rd District in 2018-19. I was an assistant sergeant arms for the state of Ohio, what we call our department, American Legion. And I became president of the Miami Valley Veterans Museum. I started there in November of 2019, working on fundraising, because, like we said, we needed to get money going. We was looking at possibly buying a building, whatever, so I was trying to help in that avenue. And later, I ran for president of the museum and got that. And myself and Karen worked diligently to go talk to Ron Irwin, and with a couple attorneys involved, of course, to make sure that we had a sound contract for the purchase of the building, which we do. And we're in the midst of that. And, other than that, we're constantly out there talking to people, working out things. We have a car raffle going on that's $20 a ticket, or 5 tickets for $100. If anybody wants to purchase a ticket, they can contact the museum, go to our webpage, or go to we're on Facebook, we have a webpage, we got all kinds of social media outlays. So, but yes, feel free to do that. If anybody has any extra cash out there, of course, we're always looking for donations. We want people to come by the museum, if they can. We're very proud of what we have. We, show it off very briskly. We enjoy showing off in the museum. As a matter of fact, yeah, Karen, if you want to hold the picture, that's the way the museum looks right now. We've got emblems on the outside. So
On November, we're having a talent show, aren't
yes,
we?
November.
VFW?
Yeah,
The 13th of November.
yeah. Yeah, it's going to be at the Veterans Museum. We look forward to everybody coming. If you have anybody that wants to be in the talent show, feel free to either contact myself or Karen. You can get us through Facebook. You can come to the museum.
It benefits the Veterans Digital Library.
Yeah, benefits the Veterans
really
Digital Library
great.
and the museum. So
Right. We also have a trunk or treat coming up on the 30th of October. We have a Christmas event that we're working on right now. We just finished an event called Troops in Town Then and Now, where we had World War II. We partnered with the Ohio Motor Pool, actually, and we had 20 World War II vehicles at the site, along with reenactors. And so we've got a lot of different things on our schedule. We're working on a car show on the 16th of October. It's actually a cruise-in is what it is. So if you want to cruise in over to the museum on the 16th from 12 to 5 o'clock, we'd love to see you there. Meet a lot of neat veterans, and we're going to have Rolling Thunder and the Sons of the American Legion sponsoring that event. So we're always open to things that would help the museum. We also have, on the first Wednesday of the month, we have a Veterans Breakfast where we welcome veterans in at 9 o'clock in the morning the first Wednesday. It's all free coffee and donuts or a meal, depending on what is being sponsored. We're going to have, just check our website or our Facebook page for other events that are coming up. So we'd love to have people turn out.
And of course, the coffees are open to everybody. So anybody that wants to come out to meet veterans are welcome to come out. If you've never been to the museum before, I'll guarantee you'll get a tour. We'll be talking about things we have in the museum, along with things that we expect to do in the future and how we're progressing with our build. We do have the only known original Higgins boat, if anybody knows what the Higgins landing crafts were back in World War II. They were also used a little bit in Vietnam, where they took troops into one of the beaches. We stormed the beaches of Normandy and some other beaches. So, you know, things like that, and that's on loan to us from the Adams family and other sponsors of the boat. I think it was 5 or 6 different groups that buy into the boat. So, you know, there's a lot to do and a lot to see. And we're very proud of the museum and very proud of the service people, men and women in this area that's served our military forces overseas.
Well, thank you again for your service to our great country and your time for speaking with us here today.
Can I throw up my logo here?
Yeah. Here at Never Stop Serving, we highlight veterans that continue to serve beyond their military service. We would like to announce the annual Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library Talent Show that has been set at the Miami Valley Veterans Museum in Troy, Ohio. The 007 Talent Show is approaching quickly on November 3rd. 13th. Talent show acts and sponsors are needed. Please contact gvmpdl@gmail.com. You will not want to miss this one, trust me. Please continue to watch for upcoming episodes of Never Stop Serving. We have a full packed season. Also continue to watch the Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library at the Facebook page for upcoming events and updates. If you are a veteran and would like to share your story, please send us an email at gvmpdl@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. This is Shane Bragg signing off.
Stop
Thank you for watching. Please visit us on our social media sites. Please consider contributing to our mission in some way. Also, we are always looking for veterans and their families to share their stories with us. Be sure to join us next week for our next episode of Never Stop Serving.